Just real quick before we hop into the commentary, shout out to everybody who's been supporting the Twitch live streams that I've been doing lately. You guys know me, I haven't been really doing that many live streams. I've been focusing a lot on YouTube, but recently my job is closed down due to this virus that's going around everywhere. So I'm going to have some extra time on my hands. So if you want to catch some more live streams, I'm probably going to be doing a lot more this week. You can catch me on twitch.tv /JbowenDaMan. The exact same username as my YouTube channel. Just look that up on Twitch and you'll find me. And make sure you go ahead and hit the bell notification button on Twitch as well. Helps you find out when I'm live streaming at the best times for you. And if you guys can't find my name for any reason, don't forget, every single video I post on YouTube, every single video down in the description section right below this video, you can always find my links for both my Twitter and my Twitch. So if you want to follow any of that stuff, that's the easiest way you could possibly find it, is in the description section down below. But today we're going to be taking a break from Call of Duty and move on to something a little different. Every once in a while I like to branch off to different games just to add a little variety to the channel. Live comms are interesting to me. They don't get the amount of views that I want out of my videos though. I think commentaries are what really, pushes you guys, even though I still do like doing my live comms every once in a while. But obviously this channel is definitely commentary driven, so I'm going to be switching it up and we're going to talk about Battlefield, because Battlefield is definitely a game that I do enjoy, even though I haven't been playing it very much. I'd say Warzone kind of took over my emotions for FPS games. Probably the most fun thing I've played in a very long time, especially when you're playing with friends. Actually, today is the first day I actually tried solo squads in Warzone, and it's just awful. It's so bad. I don't know why Call of Duty devs never think about adding in solos or duos or anything like that into their game when it first comes out. I might have to make a commentary about that because that's a topic on its own. But today we're going to be talking about Battlefield 5, and they changed the time to kill once again. And it's not going to be a bad video today. No, I'm not going to be complaining. I'm not going to be whining. This is a video of happiness. I'm rejoicing because they actually did something very positive for Battlefield 5, which needed to be done to it a very long time ago. They finally changed the time to kill, and it's to a good point. Now, I don't know if they completely reverted it back to what it used to be back then, but right now it feels solid. I'm so happy that they decided to do this. I don't know why it took them so long to fix this issue, and why they had to go through so many different things to try to reach this point with the time to kill. They could have just simply reverted everything, but they kept trying to push it and push it and push it, and tried to find a medium ground so they could be happy with their time to kill, and the fans could be happy with their time to kill. But they couldn't make anything work. Nothing obviously worked with them. Everything that they did, they kept making the time to kill longer and longer. And as you guys know, a lot of Battlefield fans, they just didn't want that. They just wanted the good time to kill that was in the game already. There was no need to change it in the first place. And a lot of people think that they changed it just for the noobs. A lot of people think that they made the time to kill longer so new players didn't get completely melted across the map. But then at the same time, if you think about it, new players, they wouldn't get melted across the map, but they're going to have to put tons of bullets into enemy players as well. And if they're noobs and they're new to the game, their accuracy isn't going to be very good, which is going to lead to them missing a lot of shots, and they probably won't get any kills anyways with the longer time to kill. I don't know what the reasoning was behind it. I keep trying to think of different possibilities, different reasons why the EA DICE developers would want to increase the time to kill in this video game, when there was nothing wrong with it. Developers, for some strange reason, not just Battlefield, but for all games, including Call of Duty, especially Call of Duty, these developers have this weird tendency where they want to change things just to change them. There's no legitimate reason. There was no complaints. Nobody was mad about it. The developers just think, yeah, this would be cool to change, and then they change it, and it never turns out good. It never turns out good. I don't know one time where the development teams would ever change something without the community knowing or without the community complaining about it. And it turns out good. It turns out, the community loves it. I've never seen something like that happen. But these developers have their visions, their ideas set out, and they have these plans that they have for each and every one of these games that they develop that they're just so passionate about. And you guys know me, at the end of the day, I think personally that these games should be revolved around what the fans want it to be. What we want them to create. We're the ones coughing up $60+. Now, if it was a free-to-play game, it would be a different story. No, we're not paying a dime to play your game. But if your fans are paying $60+, they deserve a right to say it. And even if it was free-to-play, some of these fans have been playing your games for 10+ years. Battlefield, Call of Duty, it doesn't matter what genre you're playing. A lot of these people have played for a very long time. Their opinions matter, regardless if your game is free to play or it's full price. They are the ones who craft your games. They are the ones who know truly what is the best parts about every single game you made. And they can make a banger. Now, obviously, we aren't game developers. The fans aren't, at least. And we don't know the simplest parts of game design. But we have good ideas, which I feel like the communities of these developers should really listen to what we're saying. But like I always say, the development studios for these AAA development games are so stubborn. It's like they make these games that sell millions every year, and they get this ego that they're just the top dogs and they don't have to listen to anybody. But who are the ones who put them there? Who are the ones who gave them the opportunity to make a game like this? The consumers. If we didn't buy their game, it wouldn't even be a thing. It wouldn't be Battlefield out there. It wouldn't be Call of Duty out there if we didn't purchase these titles. So I never understand why developers think they have the need to have to change everything around all the time. But I'm happy that they decided to change the time to kill. I'm happy that they reverted it. And as you can see, the community is happy about it. You know, it's not like we're complaining because it wasn't anything that we're complaining about in the first place. Developers have to notice. They have to open their eyes that we know what we're talking about. We're not stupid. The people who have been playing their games for a long time know what's good for it. It shouldn't have taken this long. It should not have taken like 3-4 updates for EA DICE to put the time to kill back to a good format. It just shouldn't take that long. And who in their right mind even tested this at EA DICE and thought this was a good idea? Thought these updates to slow down the time to kill were brilliant? Who are the people who tried this? I gotta know, because it doesn't fit the game. It really doesn't fit the game. It's like you go into a military-styled video game, but the time to kill is like Apex Legends. It's fake. It's spongy. It just didn't add up. Especially when you have a game where the time to kill is so fast in the beginning. Why would you do that to your community? Why would you do that to your fan base? Why would you completely switch it up? Change their whole mentality. You've had tons of people who religiously played your game for so long since it first released, memorizing all the weapons, all the time to kills for the weapons, the ranges for the weapons, and then have to relearn all of that 4+ times. They had to relearn that. Thank God I'm not a Battlefield player at heart. I still mostly play Call of Duty for this channel. But every time I hop back on Battlefield, I gotta give you hardcore Battlefield fans props. You guys went through a lot with this title. A lot of crap. When the game first dropped, there was no content. It was dry. Then they're going to change the time to kill 4 times for you guys to have to rememorize the whole video game. They just don't know what they're doing. They're really just out of this world. Hopefully, I got my fingers crossed that they don't take the same exact path that they did with this game with the next Battlefield title. Please. It doesn't add up to me why they thought having spongy health like that was a good idea. And we saw the same example with Black Ops 4. Spongy health, nobody cared for it. Yes, it did make it more aggressive. Treyarch handled spongy health a lot better, especially since they designed their video game from the ground up with spongy health. So they had the maps and the weapons and everything revolving around that. Battlefield, no, they didn't have this game revolved around their spongy health. The maps weren't made for that. So you're sitting there shooting someone across the map and it's taking 20 bullets. It just doesn't make sense to you. The developers at EA DICE completely lost their minds when they made those updates. But as you see, a lot of other games that are more realistic military type shooters, I guess you should say, don't do too well with their fan base when it comes to a long time to kill. I think people who like FPS games like Battlefield, Call of Duty, Rainbow Six Siege, type of players like that, like a faster time to kill, a more realistic time to kill. Spongy fights just aren't my thing. Even in Battle Royale games, I just don't care for spongy fights. I don't like my fights to last, 2 moons. It's just not fun to me at certain points. I know a lot of people who do enjoy those long fights. Don't get me wrong, there are people out there who like to engage with someone and actually have a gunfight instead of, you just shoot them, they instantly die. You want to enjoy a gunfight, which is understandable. I get where you're coming from. But in games that are like this, where in real life, if I were to shoot someone, they're not going to sit there and soak up 20 shots. It's not going to happen. So it just doesn't feel right coming into a Battlefield game with that switched up time to kill. They just completely lost their mind when making those updates. And I am sorry that I went off on a rant here. Like I said, I didn't want this to end up being a rant. I wanted this to be a positive video, but it's just ridiculous thinking how long it took for them to actually fix an issue like this. I'm very happy. I'm very happy. This is good news. They fixed the game. It's fun to play again. I can finally come back and enjoy myself. Because as you guys know, I wasn't really feeling the time to kill. And they changed it one time, which was good, but now they really changed it, and it is perfect now. This is what we've been waiting for from the developers to change this. But the fact that it took like 4+ updates for them to get it to this point, and it took them months on end to get their stubborn selves to actually accept the fact that we don't want this, that's ridiculous. But if only the Call of Duty community would listen at all. Just think, at least you guys got this change. The Call of Duty community, we don't get any changes. We complain and they just ignore us. It goes through one ear and completely out the next. We've been talking about skill-based matchmaking, footsteps, mini-map, raid, all this stuff all year long. No changes. So, at least you guys are lucky enough that they changed the footsteps in this game. But thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. If you hate it, go dislike it. If you're brand new and you enjoy what you heard, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit that bell notification button as well. Also, like I said in the beginning of this video, if you want to catch me live streaming or anything like that, or even follow me on Twitter to see what I'm talking about, you can follow me on both of those at JbowenDaMan, and the link is in the description for both of them. But thank you guys so much for checking out this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.